G'day and welcome to Do It Yourself with Josh Wade. My name's Josh Wade. This is a show where we pop our 2 cents in. It's not advice, we just give our fucking 2 cents on, whatever the fuck you want to ask us about life, business, whatever. If you want to ask us a question, you can join our Patreon group, which allows you private access to our Facebook group. It's a great group of people in there. We do a live stream every week. It's a really cool place to be a part of. If you can't afford that though, just follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, wherever, or just tell your friends all about the karma currency. I keep bringing it up. Do something good for someone else and good will come back. If we can fucking offer you cunt something, then I'm sure you can fucking offer us something back. So anyway, Connor, we've got a few questions lined up. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, mate.
What have we got?
First question, how do you balance high school and extracurricular activities?
Interesting. I couldn't. I was never someone that could. I fucking hated high school enough as it was, so I'd come home from school and just go straight to sleep. But I was also on some pretty fucking heavy medication, which the doctor shouldn't, so I just zonked the fuck out. So fuck you, doctor, whatever. What did you do? Did you do extracurricular?
I did a bit of sport.
Yeah. What did you play?
Volleyball, soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I found a bit of a balance there.
How?
But a lot of it was after school, so I probably didn't study as much as I probably should have, so maybe I didn't have as much balance as I thought I did, looking back on it. But yeah, it was all after schooling hours or before school started at like 7 or 8, so...
That's still pretty... I mean, I guess when I say I didn't have extra... I mean, I was making YouTube videos. I guess that was my extracurricular thing. Can you fuck the fuck off? Thank you. Yeah, I was making YouTube videos that no one was watching, except for some of the people from my school, probably, and maybe some other schools, but that was sort of what I invested... Actually, I invested a lot of time into it. I'd take days off school, pretend to be sick, and spend the whole day making a video, and then that night upload a Wednesday upload or something like that. So that was sort of my extracurricular thing was, I guess, the acting and the editing and shit like that. So how do you balance it though? I mean, I wasn't balancing it well, but at the same time, I knew that was definitely the path that I wanted to go down. 100% that was a path that I wanted to go down. Building my personal brand, business, and comedy, and that all just sort of links in together. So I probably could have balanced it better. How do you balance it better? I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, find what you want to do. If you love doing it, then put your all into it. Really, why not? If you're not interested in Pythagoras' theorem, don't fucking worry about it. Get someone else to do it, or better yet, artificial intelligence is going to be here in 5 years, so fucking just wait.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. I don't know if that answered that question, but...
I think it did.
Yeah, all right. What else have we got?
Brent wants to know your thoughts on the whole YouTube situation at the moment and sandboxing and shutting down certain videos and creators, demonetization, just your general thoughts.
Adpocalypse, yeah? Yeah, so YouTube ads and stuff like that. We don't really make anything not anything sustainable at all from YouTube ads. They basically, when we upload a video, it automatically comes up that it's disqualified from, or, it's not advertiser friendly, and then maybe after 4 or 5 days it goes green, which is after everyone's watched it anyway, so there's no real point. But that's why we rely on Patreon, which you can support. But what do I think of it? I understand it from a business standpoint. If I was YouTube, essentially YouTube at the start, it's very similar to Uber, where they came in, they undercut the traditional market, which for YouTube was television. They undercut it, they got everyone involved, so they built a community of people that anyone could do it. Right? See, it's very similar. And then after that, they pull the plug and go, all right, cool, you guys have helped us build up into this massive, massive fucking thing. And now we don't need you anymore because the advertisers, there's more money in getting Jimmy Kimmel to post his extra bits or his little segments on here than there is having Josh Wade get up and do his little fucking spiel on what he thinks about fucking 9/11 or something like that. So I understand from a business standpoint, they're not interested in the creator anymore. It sucks, it's shit, but, at the end of the day, there's certain television shows that are on TV that lose their show because they don't appeal to advertisers, and that's all that's happening on YouTube right now. You cannot expect or demand that just because it's not fair that the advertisers don't want to post on your videos that, that it's the end of the world. Unfortunately, that's business, and, I can understand at the end of the day that if I was running L'Oreal or fucking Arnott's or something like that, Tim Tams, I don't want my Tim Tam fucking commercial up against some guy talking about whether Las Vegas was a conspiracy or whether, male suicide rates are too high, or they're conversations that aren't related at all. There's no point throwing that shit in the mix anyway. Put me next to Ellen. That's what they want. Yeah, so that's what's going on.
Great. Next question. Do you think that as time has gone on, each generation has become more sensitive and more easily offended?
Yes, I think so. I think we live in the greatest and worst time in history in the sense of there's so many fucking amazing things going on, like really, really, really good. You can do anything. Again, you can do it yourself. This thing here, you can do whatever the fuck on. I mean, essentially, you can become famous and run your own personal brand. I'm not just saying famous as in Instagram followers, but you can literally build a brand out of yourself for just doing you, for just living your own. Vloggers. Vlogging is the biggest thing on this website, and it's literally cunts just doing exactly what they would do anyway and filming it. We have an obsession with what other people are doing in their own lives. Capitalize on it. What was the question again? I fucking went on it. Just a little bit of a tangent. Something about, I don't know, I'm just trying to...
as time's passed, as every generation's become more
yes,
sensitive.
So things are getting really, really well. Don't smoke weed because your short-term memory, out the window. But don't smoke weed. See, now I forgot what I was even going to...
Generations becoming more sensitive.
Time is good. We're in a good time, which is getting to my point. I think human nature, we're always going to look for something to complain about. I mean, let's say in 100 years' time, everything is absolutely perfect in the way that we vision it now. All the problems that we're fighting and campaigning for now are solved. I think we would still find a way to fucking bitch and moan about anything because we have an external crisis in our existence, which is this constant blame. It's not my fault that this is the way that it is. It's not my fault. It's this person's fault. It's the rich people's fault. We need to tax them all. We're never, ever. We spend more time, not to say that, you know, some people are at for blame for, you know, minorities being suppressed, etc. Like that is a thing that happens. But at the same time, we also have the ability, which we never ever focus on, because of something like this, to do whatever the fuck you want. You can do it yourself. You can get out of the fucking rut. It's really, the capabilities are there. It's just we don't spend enough time focusing on how to get there and how to do it. It's more just complain, get offended. I hate the word offense. I really, because I just don't think it's, I mean, if I said something to you that is offensive, of course, it's not a nice thing, but does it change your reality?
No, it doesn't.
No, I don't think it does. That's what someone said to me. A psychologist once was saying, look, if this, again, I keep coming back to this external thing of, well, you know, someone could say that, but that doesn't change the fact that you still sleep in the same bed, you still have the same family, you still have... It actually doesn't really have too much of a change in society. You're not actually changing anything if you are offended. If you do something about it, then maybe that is, but just by simply going, you can't say that, I'm offended, that's it. It ends there. Don't be a cunt. You don't have to be a cunt to people. I'm not saying let's all go out and be offensive, but I'm just saying I just don't think this offence culture helps anyone. I think we can move on in society and become a better species together, in my own opinion. I'm not a fucking prophet, although I'd love to fucking think. I've definitely got a fucking Jesus complex, Christ complex. But if we can happily agree to disagree and go, look, I understand why you come from this position and why you think this way because I can see how your upbringing and your perspective on the world is different to mine. I can respect that. I hope you can see why I think this way. I see why you think that way. I think I'm right. I think you're wrong. But whatever, let's agree to disagree. I think that would just solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
To be at peace, to know that whatever happens in this world, no one has ever agreed with each other. No one has ever all just disagreed with each other. That has never happened. That will never happen. And the sooner we come to terms with that, instead of trying to change and mould everyone to exactly how we want them to be, which is extremely fucking selfish, it's actually quite hypocritical to their own cause, then I don't think we're going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Ricky Gervais has a great quote, which is, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. And that sums up exactly what I was,
perfectly. Ricky sums it up much better than what I do. I mean, I just go on a Jesus Christ fucking rant, but
that's it.
Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. You get offended on both sides. Yeah. Anyway, that's three. All right, guys, thanks for watching today's episode. If you want to fucking join us on the private Facebook group, all you need to do is jump on that fucking Patreon. We do appreciate it. It helps us pay for the show. We want to get new mics. I mean, we keep saying that we're just sort of like covering our flights and that because we've been flying every week to go do podcasts and stuff like that. We're just I mean, we're still paying for it ourselves, basically, but we're getting there, and we really do appreciate your support. And just by engaging in this video, by commenting, liking, reviewing on iTunes or whatever, it all really does add up. And, you know, by telling a friend or whatever to check out the show, that helps out the most. So thank you so much for watching, guys. From Connor and I, we will see you fucking soon. Take care.